Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Free to download and play, link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 1000 points, Orks versus Imperial Fists. Right, so welcome to this 1000 points game. We're going to play a few 1000 point battles. The chance to take the Primaris Imperial Fists on a spin. The first spawn have moved on, but the intent is to push these on to 1500 and then 2000 points here to get the Imperial Fist Primaris Space Marines into action as soon as possible. But for them to do well, they have to take on different factions and practice games to see how well they get on. So they're going to take on the Orks in this 1000 points game. So if we run through the list here for the Imperial Fist, just call out the patrons at gold level, get names shouted out at the start of all of our games, and also electronic dice to use at some point during the game. So that's Andrew Swan, Chris Comiskey, then Bjork, Git Puncher, Carrick Uncle, Thrall of the Silent King, Dave Humphreys, Dylan Moore, Travis and Jen, Longbow BB, Luke Schwengel, Marcus Anthony, Drew Gums, Maxwell Knuckles, Nicholas Lucas, Paul Cook, Peter Almo, Ray Cross, Samuel Pennary, Scott Costello, the artist formerly known as Veej, Serg, Tyler Schwab and Tyler Summers. Big thanks to them for their support at gold level. I'll call out all the patrons at silver level at the end of the game, and you can check out the end credits of the video for the names of all of the patrons, including those supporting at bronze. So, for the fists, it's been painted up here, expertly painted by Siege Studios. Excellent work from them. They really have done a superb job. So, 1000 points, dropping the second captain, trying to make this a bit more of an official list here. And we've borrowed a Dreadnought from the Red Scorpions. I'm sure they won't mind, but they'll count as Imperial Fists across the board here for this game. It's just taking a patrol for this battle. One Primaris captain across here. Then taking a Mastercrafted Power Sword for him. Then a Primaris Chaplain. He'll be the Warlord. Master of Sanctity for him. Wise Orator is the Warlord trait. Benediction of Fury is the Relic. And then Canticles for him. Canticle of Hate, Mantra of Strength, and Exaltation of Rage. So that's the abilities being taken for him. Full squad of 20 Intercessors with their auto bolt rifles. Unit of 5 as heavy Intercessors. And then taking the heavy weapon available for them. So that's the Executor heavy bolt rifle being taken for those, and then Executor bolt rifles on the other 4. Then taking the armoured ATV across here, taking the melter, or the multi-melter option being taken on him. Then across to the other fast attack option here is the Outriders, a squad of 3 of those. Then finally taking the Redemptor Dreadnought, fully loaded out here, and going for the Macro Plasma Incinerator option with him. So Phoenix Lords have been allocated, taking 4 here for the Imperial Fists. Serg put onto the armoured ATV. Michael Fryer dedicated Space Marines player, put him onto the Chaplain, Amy Elmo onto the Bikers, and Longbow BB onto the Dreadnought here for this fight. But that's the Imperial Fists here. They do have a point to prove. A chance to practice with half of the army, just with other units on the way. You can check out the army development video for the proposed list, which I like very much, and the feedback's been good. So I think that's the direction we're going to head. But for now, it's 1,000 points, standing Dreadnought just to help them out. We'll see how well they cope with the Orks here in this fight. Alright, so 1,000 points of Orks. As expected, you can get a lot of stuff in a 1,000 point army for the Ork faction. So, patrol being taken. And no Gut Ripper in this game. It will be Grog the Whopper taking command in this fight. So it's the War Boss in Mega Armor as the War Boss. The Warlord traits will be hard as nails for him, and the Crushing Armor relic being added to him also. Then taking 2 units of Ork Boys, 2 units of 10, one of them mechanized inside a truck. Big choppers taken on each of the squad leaders. Then 2 elites. Taking all 5 of the Meganobs are going to be a dangerous unit here in this game. So 5 of those being taken with their custom shooters and power claws. They're mechanized as well. They'll fit inside the truck. Then for fast attack, taking unit of 3 bikers, just a sergeant here, squad leader, Zog, and giving him a power claw. Then 4 Death Copters, another dangerous unit here in this game, with their copter rockets. And then finally the Death Dread being taken with the Pistons upgrade just to make him move a bit quicker across the board. So that's the list here for the Orks. A small detachment here led by Grog the Whopper. We'll see how well they get on against the Imperial Fists. Orks will be more than happy to get stuck in against the Space Marines here. So a good challenge for the Primaris force for sure. Phoenix Swords have been allocated. Chef onto the Copters, the Choppers. Lucas Brown onto Grog here for this game. Ben Shaw onto the Meganobs, and Chris Comiskey goes onto the Death Dread. So that's the list here for the Orks. We'll take a look at scenario and deployment next for this 1,000 points battle. Right, so we have a mission, Tempest of War, priority targets. Spearhead Assault is the deployment zone. Split the table in half here. So this is the size of the table that we'll be using in this game. We'll be fighting crossways. Imperial Fist deployment zone marked by the yellow dice. 6 inches from the centre of the table, just marked by the cat who just perched it on top of that container. So Imperial Fist deployment zone running across here. And then the Ork deployment zone marked across here, and again 6 inches away from the centre. So a real fight around this central container across here. But deployment zone. Armies are going to be close to each other here. You may well see a lot of turn 1 charges if the Orks, well, it doesn't even matter if they go first or second. They could easily line themselves up for some early charges here in this game. Pool of Dread is the mission rule. You cannot use Insane Bravery at all in this mission. Spearhead Assault is that deployment zone looking like that. And then priority targets here. So in turns 2 onwards, you get 5 victory points for each of the following conditions. They control 1 or more objective markers, and they control more objective markers than the opponent. So quite straightforward. And each player scores an additional 5 points for each objective marker they control, to a maximum of 20 victory points. That's at the end of the game. So control objectives, hold them through to the end of the battle, and destroy the enemy is the aim of the game here for this mission. So that's the mission here. This is up close and personal, but this will be the test for the Fists as they take on the Orks. We'll go on to deployment now. Start alternating placing units on the board next. Right, just to mention the battle mat and terrain that we're using in this game. Battle mat is by GameMat.eu, so you can check them out for a wide variety of battle mats, all different shapes and sizes available from them. Double-sided mats available as an option as well. And then also using some of their pre-painted terrain. So it's the industrial terrain set being used. That's that large building across there. A number of these buildings here. Also using their warp portal, individual piece of pre-painted terrain. And also across over in the corner is the landing pad. So you can check out GameMat.eu for your supplies of battle mats and lots of pre-painted terrain sets available from them as well. This whole setup that you see, I've done it as a recent Battlefield tutorial as well. So all of the tricks, quick painting process on these buildings, the warp portal, stones, scatter, extra details, information about all the different elements of the battlefield is in that video. So you can check that out. It's in the tutorial section for this grim, dark, industrial terrain setup. But check out gamemat.eu for supplies of battle mats and terrain. Link for them in the video description below. Alright, so deployment's done for both sides. No reserves for anybody here in this game. Imperial Fists, we've spread across the board. We can't let the Orks concentrate on us. It was tempting to try and build a castle, but we're not going to do that. So spread out across the board with these to force the Orks to react. And also just to surrender over half the table would be a bad idea. So we have gone for the spread. So heavy intercessors across here, captain just behind. Kept these as a full squad of 10 regular intercessors with their auto bolt rifles. Dreadnought and the ATV sheltering behind the AdMax train here for that -1, crucially to try and protect them from some of the Ork firepower. Then over on the extreme left hand side is the chaplain and the bikers. Then for the Orks, Devcopters here on this left hand side with Chef in charge of those. Then Lucas Brown and Grog the Whopper has gone inside the transport vehicle with the Meganobs inside here on this left hand side, so the real nasty close combat units there inside that truck. Truck across the other side with boys inside. The other unit of boys over on the right hand side, they've been joined by the Death Dread there to try and counter the bikers for the Imperial Fists, and then the Ork bikers just sheltering behind the transport vehicle. But that's deployment done. Orks pose a real threat here for the Imperial Fist, so it's going to be a real test for them in this game. They can't just play defensively and hold back. They've got to surge forward and grab objectives, but that will be tricky for sure. We've gone to the first turn of the game. Xenos can go first. Mike's brought his green dice along, which are matching perfectly with the Orks. We will use these, of course. So in honour of the firstborn army which has gone to the other side of the galaxy, it's a 5, but we fight for Dawn. And we will let you go first. Turn 1 is big. We'll see what kind of impact the Orks can make. There is some distance away from the Imperial Fists. We'll go on to the first turn of the game. It will be the Orks that go first. Alright, so cards drawn. We're on the first turn of the game. Mike's just beginning his move. War has not been declared at this stage. Overwhelming firepower, hold the line, and behind enemy lines, the cards that have been drawn. This is a non-Warzone Nephilim game, so each of us starting on 6 CP each for this size battle. Each of us taking 1 wall or trait, 1 relics, no minuses there. And then only Mike at this stage gains CP at the start of the turn. So just playing those rules here for this game. This is a test here for the Fist. I want to play some warm-up battles though, just to try and get a good feel of them on the battlefield. And also we mourn the loss and the departure of the firstborn Marines, so we don't want to leave a gap here. We just want to get the Primaris Fists into action as much as possible. And then just an excuse to play some 1000-point games, which are very much fun indeed, especially Tempest of War, some great game. Smaller table, each choice with units is that much more important. We've got a nice theme going on here. Imperial Fists very much at home on this kind of grim, dark chaos terrain, but having to deal with an orc incursion here led by Grog himself. In this battle, Grog is there. He's the one to watch in this game. See if he can get stuck in against the fists. Let Mike make his move. Alright, so movement's complete here for the orcs. So a move has taken place with the Death Dreads. He's gone across. We've let them cross the pipes -2 and then gone across to the objective, holding that. Then the boys, they've shifted across to hold this objective at home, and then concentrating the attack across here, pretty much as expected. Bikers have moved for and performed an action in the centre of the board. They'll pick up 2 points. That was for... Investigate site, that's right. Trucks push forwards, no advance. Same across here. Both of these moving together. So this is going to be the hot spot on the table. And an immediate move here, swooping in with the Deathcopters here to lay down some firepower. And it looks like possible close combat as well if their charge goes ahead. No cycles on either side. We'll go straight on to shooting. Okay, so it's the disruption factor here I think Mike's going to go for. So copters, they're going to unleash their firepower into here, and I think the intent is then to charge into these. So damage and then tie up in close combat is the plan. So this is a number of shots here with the copters. This is Chef and his squad. I will play transhuman in any phase of primary unit from I selected the target of an attack. Yeah, I have to play it now, right, so I don't wait until you've rolled off your wounds and so on. So play transhuman. It's going to cost me 2 CP, which we'll play. It's just, yeah, because you'll be wounding on 2s actually, so it's well worth it. So just to try and cut down the effectiveness of that, it's 2 CP. Okay, so this is number of attacks. So looking at, so it's 2d3 per model. 9.
10, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17.
17. There's no minuses here. Playing a Uniform Armoured Container, so we'll get light cover, which will help. Armour of Contempt will help. In fact, negate all the minuses. We'll actually be on 3 up armour saves. I think we'll weather this okay, but we shall see. 5s for hits. Some, not bad. There's those. There's a 6 over there as well. Okay. Then 2s to wound becomes 4s to wound for transhuman. Ooh, that's made a big difference. Yeah, okay. So instead of 6 wounds come through, it's 3. So Armour of Contempt and light cover negates the -2, so it keeps us on 3s. And we've passed them all. Bounce. We've survived the copter attack here. Nasty rockets come through, but a combination of factors helping out the Imperial Fist unit there all have survived so far. That's the main shooting attack here from the Orcs. There's some Decker to come. There's some more shots to follow. Custom shooters from the Meganobs inside here going into the Marines. So they'll be on 5s. And then 4s to wind. Strength 4. It's getting the hits here with the green dice. I have to borrow those when I play Orcs. That's a good lot of shooting. Nice lot of hits coming through. 4s to wound. And there's some wounds coming through. Okay. Now, we're going to take a 2 up armor save now. Past those as well. Defiant here from the Imperial Fist. Space Marines, they're a lot tougher now. Armour of Contempt's a major factor now. I do want the reputation for the Fists to be like durability and toughness, but we're seeing that here at this stage. Orc firepower bouncing off their armour. Grog next. 5 shots in on 4s. 3s becomes 4s because of transhuman. This is the big shooter. So 2 come through. 2 ups. Bound to foul 1 at some point. No. Okay. 2 trucks are going to fire, combine their firepower and put them into here. So it's going to be 10 shots in total for the range. And again, hitting on 5s. And wounding on 4s. Just the 1. 2 up. Passed. Okay, so playing Uniform Armoured Container rules on here. So light infantry. Light cover for infantry sheltering behind. Well. Interesting. We'll go on to charges next. So charge is about to go ahead. Imperial Fists can go defensive all they want, but that's not going to win them games. So there's a factor for their list, but they've got to also have the counterpunch ability with firepower and close combat. So standing there taking hits doesn't win battles here. So charges. This one's going to go ahead here. 2d6. 7 required. In they go. So charges. Overwatch was declared, so we'll do that now. Looking for 6s. This is with the Executor bolt rifles. Okay, 6. That's 6 pops, an extra hit. And these come through at strength 5, so 4s to wound. Yeah, 1 wound comes through. AP minus 2, actually. AP minus 3, actually. Yes. Interesting. So, damage 2 becomes damage 1 for Ramshackle. Executor Heavy Bolter. 6s would be great. Double 6. 4 hits. Woohoo! Okay, and we're looking at... This is strength 5 as well, so 4s for wounds are the tragedy of it. Just the 1 comes through, but that's AP minus 3, and that's 3 damage becomes 2 damage, so almost... Do you know what? It's well worth a command reroll. 50-50, and we'll go Patronic on this one. Andrew Swan, Ultramarines. 4 pluses to get a kill. 6. Okay, so that damage, that'll go through and take out a copter. So copter destroyed. Liking the idea of that. That's not bad from Overwatch. Good shooting from the heavy intercessors here. Imagine the flak, the firepower, the tracer rounds as the copters close in for the kill. But move these models in, they have made the charge. Okay, charge has gone ahead. There is another charge, a very dangerous charge across the other side of the board. This could cause real trouble here for the Fists. It's this charge across here. So, ramming speed being played. Surely this will go ahead. 6. No. No. Here we go. Have another go. Can't foul this. There you go. 14-inch charge. And he goes into the bikers. So immediate action here with the Death Dread. Chris Comiskey just running up the board here. Super quick. With Chaplain's safe, thankfully, but those bikers in serious trouble here. This is a good move from the Death Dread. Okay, 2+ to cause D3 mortal wounds. Yes. And the number of mortal wounds. 3. Blast. Okay, we'll take 3 wounds. Nothing I can do. Then we've played Transhuman for a CP to try and protect them as much as possible. So hitting on 3s here. 6s pop extra hits. This is Chris Kabisky. Whiff there. Yes, add an extra dice in for the 6 for Goths. 4s to wound. 2 make it through. AP minus 3, AP minus 2 for Armor of Contempt. So 2 5 pluses. Try and save these. Max Sword Knuckles, first of all. Patreon, come on. No! And then Nicholas Lucas. 5 pluses we need. We do block that one. And we will leave it at that. We'll... I could come on reroll, but it's getting ridiculous. That's all my CP burnt up. It's 5+. I'll let him go. It's painful. We'll let a biker go. He's gone. I'll give Mike a prize. He's killed one of the bikers. They're fantastic looking models. They look really nice for Imperial Fist. One of them goes, and the Death Dread's brought one biker down.
Listen,
Yeah,
we've come to understand and accept how I roll.
Mike's blaming his dice rolling. Here, we've lost a biker. There is a good display of durability here with the Imperial Fist. As we've said already, it's not going to win them games, but it's preserving their force quite well. We've been tied up on both flanks. I can't interrupt play across here, so Mike's free to fight with these. Sort of tucked one of them in here for pilot moves, but they're all going to get to fight here. Right, here come the attacks from the Copters. They could cause some trouble. 18 attacks in total with their blades, spinning blades. 3s for hits and 6s pop extras. There's a absolute ton of 6s here. Nice.
So, miss.
I think you're going to add all your misses back in again. Yep.
Go on.
Okay, so we're looking for 3s to wound because your strength 4, +1 for the blades, +1 for Goths on the charge, strength 6, toughness 5. 3s to wound. It's okay, it's not too... well, boy.
I can get the hits.
No. Okay, 6. 6 saves a 3+. Yeah, we lose one. We'll let him go. So 1 Gravis Marine brought down. Yeah, we'll let him go. We're happy enough with the casualties coming through, so we are going to get to fight back with both of these units. So we're fighting here, looking for 3s. Rerolling 1s for the captain. 5s to wound. Oof, got our wounds here, not bad. 5. No minus. But 5 saves of 4+.
2, 4, 5.
Nice. God, superb dice rolling. Not a single bit of damage coming through. None.
2. Oh, no AP, did you say?
No AP at all. No. Just fists fighting with their fists. Across the other side, we'll turn to the bikers. So 2 attacks base, we were charged, and then chainsword for each, extra attack for the sergeant. Looking for 3s. Looking for 5s. To make it through. AP -1, so 2 saves of 4+. Nice and straightforwards, past both. Mike's good at getting hits, good at making saves, just the wounding we need to work on. Alright, so combat's resolved across the board. Orks, I think they were hoping for a lot more damage across here, so bikers have survived, which will frustrate the Orks, but Orks accomplishing the mission by tying up some of the heavy firepower here from the Imperial fists. The copters swooping in. There is a window of opportunity now for the Imperial fists to react. We'll calculate to see if any points have come through first of all as we finish up turn 1 for the Orks. Okay, so just the 2 points picked up. That was for investigate site here in the centre of the board with a smaller unit. That's all the points of the stage. Obviously more points potentially will come in at turn 2 onwards, holding on to objectives. Objective-wise, Imperial Fist virtually on this one, but it's not safe by any means. This one's quite cleared. Orks aren't controlling it, but it's empty. They're holding that one across there, and that one's clear across the other side. You can see it just through over the other side of the AdMech terrain. So Imperial Fist, as we've said already, they can't just defend. They need to work on tactics of breaking out of combats, pushing through, and taking the fight to the Orks. But we're tied up here. There's a real hornet's nest of nasty stuff in the middle. There is opportunity over on that flank, but currently, frustratingly, being tied up there in close combat. We'll see what happens. We'll go on to the first turn of the game for the Imperial Fists next. Alright, so turn 1 here for the Imperial Fists. Area denial, which is very tricky at this stage. Bring it down. Mike's chosen this truck across this. That's our target. If we're going to go for that one and then raise the banner, it's a no man's land objective, which we are some distance away from. There's one over there. It's one there, and one that's home objective, and then this one across here. So that's something perhaps to either dump or go after on a subsequent turn. Captains, continuing close combat across here, captains moved across. The intercessors have claimed this objective and have shifted to their left to lay down a blanket of firepower. The dreadnought, we may as well get a move on here, so send in the dreadnought in, straight into the maelstrom here against these Ork transport vehicles and the units. And then over on this side, the ATV's parked up here. It's tapped into the terrain to see through to here, or it may well fire in this direction, not sure. Chaplain has moved across, getting ready to charge in. Mantra of Strength and Exaltation of Rage have gone off on himself. So we're on +1 to his wound rolls in close combat, an extra attack, +1 strength, and +1 damage on him stacked up. Michael Fryer in charge, and then falling back out of close combat and just in range of this objective for now. Bikers can't do anything else but pulling them out of close combat. That is movement done. The Imperial Fists, they need to make an impact here to dent this Ork force. We'll see if they can do it. Shooting phase next. The chaplain across the other side is going to put 4 shots into the Death Dread. Hitting on 3s for him, I believe. Yeah, ballistic skill 3+. And the wound comes through. AP -1, so a save of 4+. Just 1 damage, and we do cause a wound. We'll do this one nice and easy. Bolt pistols. Yeah. Rerolling 1s. 2 extra hits. 5s to wound. wound comes through. And a bolt pistol is... A bolt pistol, no, is nothing. So just 4 up. And passed. So all the soft firepower. We don't have the Icarus pod, but all the other firepower, Fragstorm grenade launchers, the Gatling gun will go into here. And the main plasma weapon will go into that truck across the other side. Yes, that is what we will do. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Okay, just having a mental conversation with myself here, but we'll go ahead and do that one. So number of shots here. So the plasma, Paul Cook Imperial. Need a big 6. Would be so useful. I do it too. Sometimes it's hard not to not to laugh. Oh, come on, reroll. Ah, no, I can't. Yes, I can. 2 CP. I need the CP for something else. God, man, this is painful. I know. I know. Yeah, still got the ATV. Yep. I'll leave it. Oh, it's so painful. If I had a command rerolled. Okay. So I can sleep better at night. So 1 shot. We'll go Peter Almo. Needing a 3. Okay. Needing a 3. Thanks, Peter. Goes straight through the armour. For Imperial Fists, that's damage 4. Yeah. On turn 1. 4 damage taken on the truck, dropping down to 6. The potential damage that could have come through really could have been quite good, but 6 wounds taken. Okay, soft stuff, we have declared it across here. So Fragstorm grenade launchers, 9 shots, nice. Needing 3s. Needing 5s. 2. 2 at 4 pluses. Yeah. Save 1. Okay, so 1 wound taken. The Onslaught Gatling Cannon. In 3s. It's not a bolt weapon, so because don't help. 5s to wound. 2 come through at -2 actually, because it's -1 and a further -1 for turn 1. Yeah, 2 more wounds come through, dropping down to 7 wounds taken. Or 7 wounds remaining on that truck. Okay, so we'll turn to the ATV. Someone's in charge of him. Serg. Okay, moment of glory here. Really could cause trouble. The multi-melter into here. And the Dakar across here. So, twin auto bolt rifle firing across here has been declared. So, 6s are great. Looking for 3s because we've tapped into the terrain. We'll add that one back in for the 6. 5s to wound. 2 wounds come through. No minus. So 4 ups. So wound taken, dropping down to 6 wounds left. So some damage coming through against this truck, but it's still very much alive. I had multi-melter shots. This is huge. Even one of these getting through will be trouble. We'll turn to... I was about to pick up the Raycross dice. Instead, we'll turn to Scott Costello. 2 shots from him. This is massive. If I can just get 1 hit. 3s. Snake eyes. Oh, no. Yeah, the agony. I abandoned the plan of shooting twice. I was going to shoot twice for the intercessors, but well, come on. Duh. Scott Costello doesn't want to hit the target. No. Duh.
Is this what it feels like?
Oh, it's agony. It's so annoying. The odds are that you should do it, because that would have come through at 3s to wound, straight through the armour. D6 plus 2, then D6 plus 3 in total for Imperial Fist, so really would have caused trouble. If I had have got the hit, sorry, I have to do this. Would have wounded, would have gone straight through. 3 plus 3 is 6, would have popped the vehicle. It's close. Right, okay, we'll leave it at that. Armoured ATV. Annoying. Okay, so... we'll go here. This is the last slot here, so we're going to go for the intercessors. Yeah, it's 2 CP. Rapid fire. Intercessor squad. Shoot twice. It's 2 CP. That's why I kept him as a unit of 10. I got lured into the command reroll. But it was worth a go on a 3+. As we saw it, it would have popped the... The idea was to pop one of the transports and then hose units down with about 60 shots come through for the intercessors. Yeah. But instead, we'll put 30 shots into that truck. Yeah, I don't know about this. I think I might go after bikers here. Yeah, we'll go. Oh, man. We'll go after the truck. We'll try and take out that target. So we're looking for... Whoa. Imperial Fist. Look at that. That's ridiculous.
It might feel like you've shot twice.
That's true. So, 1s and 2s, sadly. Captain decided to go for a walk around here. It was a bad move. I should have positioned him the other side. I was trying to bring him across here to protect him from nastiness over there. And then we're going to add in 11 hits back in to the pile. The way that boosts that up. And then 5s to wound. No minuses going on here, so it will be 4+. We're looking for 5s. There's 4, 6, 8, 9 saves of 4+. You may well stay alive here, but it depends on this roll here. 9 saves of 4+. You should do, on average. You should be fine. Just need an average roll. And it's way above average. Just the 2 wounds taken. Well done. Okay, dropping down to 4 wounds left. So Imperial Fist firepower, it's okay. There is something lacking. If you see the final list here for the fists, you'll notice that there are some heavy firepower options available, but they're lacking it at this stage, and you can certainly see that here at this point of this army's development. All right, so firepower's done. Captain has no target. So we're going to charges next. There are a good few here for the Imperial Fists, so as they counterattack in close combat, see how effective they are. So we're going to fight here first. Mike's got 4 CPs, done well to save them, so he could interrupt play. This is the most dangerous part. So 6 attack space, 4 attack space, or 6 attacks in total, 4 attack space, 1 attack, 4 space marines on the charge, an extra attack here, 4 Mantra of Strength. Hitting on 2s. And then we'll call this out here. So Strength 4 base, +2 for the Benediction of Fury. Strength 6 becomes Strength 7, 4 Mantra of Strength. Toughness 7 on him, so 4s to wound. Exaltation of Rage becomes 3s to wound. +1 to my damage becomes damage 4. Because it's Strength 7, it's -1 damage because of Ramshackle. Don't roll any 1s. We haven't, so we're off to a good start. So 4s to wound at Strength 7, Toughness 7, and then 3s to wound with Exaltation of Rage. And with that kind of result, I have to command reroll one of the wounds. We do. That puts pressure on. Okay, so 4 saves. It's AP -2. So it'll be 5 ups. This is a big roll here because that Death Tread, even if it's got 1 wound left, will still fight at full efficiency. I'll take away my CP.
Chris, the roll for Chris.
Chris Comiskey to try and protect himself. He can do all the rolls if he wants to. There's 4 of them to make.
4.
So you can roll them 1 at a time for pain, or just all together, or 2 at a time, or 3 and then roll 1, or whatever you want to do. Now Chris has warned his dice betray people, so he can only betray himself at this stage.
So 5s.
5s. Sorry. 2 2s and 2 1s. Well, that's the ultimate betrayal there. End of the Death Dread. It's taken 12 damage coming through from the chaplain. He claims the prize target there. Nice. Does he detonate? Stick him with Chris Comiskey. No, okay. Death Dread gone. Target eliminated. Phoenix Lord brought down. And that was Michael Fryer. Phoenix Lord taking out Phoenix Lord here. Right, Chaplain will sit where he is. I don't want to push any further forwards, but mission accomplished by him. He can soup himself up to be quite potent in close combat, so decent from him. So happy enough with what he has achieved. Interrupting, still going to do it. It's going to fight here. Perhaps go after the captain. It's going after the captain. 18 attacks. They're all going to be just piling in across here. And they're all going to go after him. We do get up a 3-up save, but there's a lot of attacks coming through. And no transhuman either.
No.
6s are good. Oh, 6s are pop extras. 3s for hits. Okay. Looks healthy enough. Add in 3 more. Yeah, looks good. 3s to wound now. Strength 5 for the blades. Toughness 4. Oh no. Oh no. It's loads. Captain's in trouble. 11. This whole dice roll needs to be blessed. So we'll turn to Dylan Moore. We'll turn his 1 dice into 11. Dylan Moore to save the captain. Captain is alive, but he's been cut to shreds here by these blades. AP -1 is negated for Armour of Contempt. 4 wounds taken on the captain. Alright, so captain's taken his damage with some wounds remaining, but he's wounded. The blades turned on him. Well, perhaps... yeah, he charged. We'll fight with the captain in response. Right, it's 2s to hit. It gives me +1 strength, so 4s to wound. Oh yeah, 3 make it through. AP -3, so they go straight through. And 3 wounds. It would have been damage 2, but again, a ramshackle, protecting the orc vehicles here. So that's that done. We'll turn to the dreadnought next. 5 attacks with the dreadnought. Needing 3s. Come on. Yes. Happy enough. Trouble. And then the Redemptive Fist is actually very, very dangerous. Yeah, 2s to wound. 2s to kill. This truck's in serious trouble. 2s. That'll do. That's 12, 18, 20 wounds caused on that truck. It's been killed 3 times over by the Redemptive Dreadnought. Does it blow up? It doesn't. Okay. And then Mike can roll up for the contents inside. It should be 6 dice. 1s will be models slain. We'll catch this on camera. I've got a bad feeling about this one. Yeah, it's not good. 2 models slain. Oof, that has cut down the Meganobs to a degree. 2 of them gone. Good work from the Redemptive Dreadnought. That's Longbow BB bravely going in to the Orc Horde directly. Okay, so disembarkation across here. 3 models placed. Grog's got out here as well. The way Mike's placed them, they're intense to go that way. So we're going to see a clash across here. That's Lucas Brown in charge of Grog here for this game. We'll do this fight across here. So heavy intercessors. Bit of a grind in this corner. See if we can take down one of these copters. So drop dice. So crazy dice roll. 5s to wound. Just the 2 4-ups. No. Model slain. And the wound rolls over onto another. So Chef Squad here taking damage. They're continuing to tie up the fist though on this flank. So combat's resolved across here. I shifted an inch with him as well with a consolidation move. Just the end of that combat. And that's it. Well, damage wise, look, we've got this. And there's all that stuff across there that's been destroyed for the Orcs. So Imperial Fists are causing damage, but have they done enough? There is a Defiant Dreadnought in the centre of the board, but Orcs are lined up with options to bring it down. So we're tied up across here, Captain and Heavy Intercessors. Over on this flank, we've cleared it quite well. Not too bad. So I think the Imperial Fists perhaps have the edge damage-wise at this point. Tactically, though, this was a good move made by Mike, disembarking and now claiming this objective in no man's land. So well done across there. That will help as we go into the second turn of the game for the Orcs. Yeah, so points coming in. Mike's picked up 5 more for Hold the Line. That was achieved. We fulfilled Bring It Down. So 7 points to 5 at this stage, quite evens. More damage caused by the fists. You would expect them to in the early stages of the game with their firepower. Actually, most of my damage has been done in close combat. Interesting, with the Dreadnought and the Chaplain. But a chance for the Orcs to strike. They do have units poised to strike here. There's a big Dreadnought to try and bring down. There are plenty of options available. But Imperial Fists are causing damage at quite a good rate at this point, so there is some pressure on the Orcs. We'll go on to their second turn. Next, no doubt, a Warg will be called. So we are on turn 2 here for the Orks. Mike's just calculating what to do. I think he's going to go for the Warg. I think it's obvious. Yeah. So advanced charge +1 attack, which will be nicely, which will help out nicely here for close combats. No doubt there'll be plenty this turn. Good game though. Good. The table's quite small for 1,000 points, but a nice spread of play across the board. Plenty of models for a 1,000-point game. Looking good on the table here, and learning a lot here with the Imperial Fists. Eyes are on this Redemptor Dreadnought for sure. It is useful. I could get some for the Imperial Fist, but then the Red Scorpions are sort of going down that route. So I don't want the two armies to be different enough. But certainly, Redemptor Dreadnought so far a most useful unit. It's a gun platform, but then it's one that's happy to charge and get stuck into close combat, as we have seen. So yeah, I'm tempted maybe to get one. We'll see. Well, it might make his moves here. So turn 2, I've dumped all my cards, achieve 1 and dumped the other 2. Extend battle lines, assassination, and behind enemy lines here. So pretty good cards being drawn. So some good manoeuvring from Mike. This is good stuff. The obvious manoeuvre here, just moving in. A Warg's been declared. Trucks disembarked and then backed off onto the objective. A good swap. Another good swap across here. Bikers have shifted across to go into close combat on the charge, putting the copters away to guard the objectives. Those are good moves for sure. That's movement done. We'll go on to shooting phase next. 18 shots here. The ideal situation, because these are going to turn into damage 1 against that, being -1 damage, is to try and peel off some wounds of shooting. So 18 shots from the custom shooters. This is from the Meganobs. This is Ben Shaw's squad. 5s to 6s are good. Low again. Once again, Mike's the pro at getting hits. But can he wound? 5s. Yes, you can. 3. Pass them all. In defiance, yeah. Okay. Big shooter from Grog. 5 shots. Need 4s. Need 5s. Nothing. The bikers are within short range. 30 shots with their Daka guns. Tons of Daka. It's impressive, but can it do any damage? 5s or 6s. Okay, and then 5s to wound. Yeah, not bad at all. 5, 6.
3, 4, 6, yeah.
Well done. The wounds have come through. 3 wounds taken. Ouch. Drops down to 10. Yeah, okay. 5 shots from the truck. Against the Dreadnought again, just to weaken it. It says Longbow BB taking hits here. And 5s to wound. 1 more comes through. 3 up. Yeah, no. Drop it down to 9. Okay. 10 shots for the boys. Looking for 5s. Looking for 5s.
2.
Looking for 3s. And we take 2 wounds in the ATV as well. All of a sudden, we can't make armor saves yet. Drop it down to 6 wounds. Okay, so the boys shooting, and then the idea is to charge in and tie that thing up. It's one tactic against the fist, isn't it? Shut down their firepower. Okay, so shooting's done. We're going to charges next. Right, in goes Grog. Lucas Brown, 2d6-inch charge. 8 inches. 2+ for D3 mortal wounds with decrushing armour. No! It's okay. But he goes in regardless. The shoulder barge, the Dreadnought managed to swerve out of the way as that goes in, but they're not about to be able to completely avoid this lumbering green-skinned bulk. His Meganob supports, 8-inch charge as well. They charge exactly the same distance. In they go. Alright, so charge is going ahead very well indeed, as we've resolved all of these charges here. So a nice roll across here. Zog's gone in against both the heavy intercessors and the captain. As Meganobs we've seen go in along with Grog. I rerolled the charge here and stretched nice, I think it was 10, so wrapping around the ATV, just shutting the Imperial Fists down. And across the other side, the boys did try to charge the bikers. 2 attempts, but failed. We'll go on to combat resolution. Right, Grog the Whopper. Yeah. Usually takes a Patreon. Raycross on standby.
Yep, there he is. That's what I'm looking for.
6 attacks in total, 5 attacks base, +1 on the charge. 6s are brilliant. Usually gets 6s and he does. 2s for hits, so that one can become a hit. So all the dice are in. And then we're looking for 3s to wound with +1 strength for Goths on the charge. And some wounds come through. Interesting. Okay. AP -3 becomes AP -2. 5 ups. Past 1. It's 2 damage though, so we'll just take 2 wounds. We drop to 7 wounds left. Longbow BB lives. It's a real Phoenix Lord smash up in the centre. Longbow BB on his own. Lucas Brown and Ben Shaw ganging up on him in this particular fight. So Meganob's next. Hitting on 3s because of Grog giving them the bonus. 6s are good. This looks like a really good roll, and this could be the end of the Dreadnought here. 3s to wound. Just check with 3s to wound. Just got the book round here. Oh yeah, definitely 3s to wound.
3, 6, 9.
We've got them. Well done, Meganobs. They are just useful. You can congratulate them now. How many wounds?
10.
10. We had an amazing save. Oh, well, why not? We'll let him do it. Longbow BB to save himself. It's a nice combo, isn't it? The Phoenix Lords and their own patriotic dice. 5 pluses for Dawn. Nowhere near. No. Could have done it. Could have survived that. We really could have survived that. But just Dreadnought's gone. It doesn't blow up. Nice clean job. Another Phoenix Lord brought down here. It's going to happen at a higher rate in these smaller games because the unit allocations, there's less units on the board. But Phoenix Lord succumbs to Orc bullying. 4 against 1 wasn't fair. Okay, so Meganobs can make a consolidation if they so wish. Alright, so 36 attacks. This is the boys fighting across here. 2 attack space, +1 for the Warg, +1 for choppers. It's official. Imperial fists are in trouble. Again. Taking away the 1s and 2s, then throwing in extras for any 6s that have been scored. There's not many actually.
No.
Mike's using Xenos dice and they are helping.
1, 2,
3.
3.
Okay.
More,
Yeah, 5s to wound, toughness 6. Yeah, no, 4s to wound, toughness 5. In trouble. AP minus 1 will be ignored for arm of contempt. So we get our 3-up save, but there's lots of saves to make.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13.
And it's the end of the ATV, look at that.
Just enough.
Just enough. ATV gone. I'm not sure if it blows up. Doesn't matter. Rolled a 4. But that could be removed from play. Boys victorious. Just the sheer number of attacks. There was still a big chopper to go against that as well. So superb. Excellent result. Close combat against the ATV. That was another Phoenix Sword as well, wasn't it? Serg gone. Dropping like flies here at this point in the game. And a charge down here. 8 attacks for the boys. Everything's going into the captain to see if Mike can snatch this prize here to bring the captain down. 3, 6s are good. 3s to wound for Orcs on the charge. Just the 2. Another wound taken. And down to Zog. 3 attacks base, +1 on the charge. Or +1 for Warg, so 4 attacks.
Oh, I need.
An Orc player. The artist formerly known as Vij actually is an Orcs player as well as Thousand Sons. 4 attack space.
4, yeah.
Yeah. 2 2s and a 1. I've seen that roll somewhere else. Okay, missed.
Hang on.
A CP reroll.
Yes.
Yeah, one hit, 1 wound will be a kill.
Yeah. Right, bye.
Strange combination. Orcs, Thousand Suns hasn't worked out this particular time. So you were looking for Orcs. I think that's about it. No, Dave Humphries.
Yeah.
Come on, reroll. Looking for a 3. Dave Humphries says gets the hit. Wounds is 2s from Dave Humphries. Oh, a 2. Okay, we will take our 4-up invulnerable save. In which case, we'll go to Tyler Schwab, who has a habit. He says we're getting 4 pluses. We'll see if that continues. Tyler Schwab, 4, got a 4. Well done. Patreon holds, Captain lives. All right, combat's resolved. Bit of fighting with survivors across here. This captain could cause trouble here. He survived, and he strikes back with all of his hits. He will wound on 4s. Okay, now there is trouble because we're going to cut straight through the armour and do 2 damage at a time. So that's going to kill his bodyguard. Zig and Zag have been cut down. How interesting. Okay, good captain. Good work from him. I was going to push them in, but I'm not. We're not in combat. We'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so combat's resolved across the board. A bit of morale, and then we'll finish off the turn. All right, so morale passed across here. And that's it. And then points coming in. Secondaries have done well. Extend battle lines behind enemy lines, all achieved. As well as the others. 10 points picked up for primaries as well. There's a massive surge here from the Orcs in points, which is really, really good. Actually on 25-27 points to 5. That's ridiculous. Imperial Fists have got a long, long way to go to catch up here. Thankfully, because of these, we are holding objective secures. We are holding that objective in the middle, so that helps us to some degree. But we were causing a lot of damage, and now as the Orcs have caused big trouble for the Imperial Fists. But the game's still on. It's not over yet. But Imperial Fists have got to strike back hard here. They've got another chance to do it. Their turn 2 coming up next. Alright, so turn 2 here for the Imperial Fists. All is not lost. We'll press on with them. Capture enemy outpost, overwhelming firepower, kill 2 targets, and assassination all in play here for secondaries. This is tricky across here. We've moved along with these. They're not in combat. We've pulled the captain out. Got 2 targets to try and deal with. And also keep an eye on the left hand shoulder for these heavier units. Intercessors have headed off in that direction, abandoning this objective. These targets are too tough for us to take on, so we're heading across in that direction. And then around this side, champions moved across here, and the bikers are swung across in this direction. We're going to shooting phase next. All right, so first task, can't shoot with him. I'm going to shoot with these. Going to try and take out Zog if we can. So we'll go heavy bolter, name 4s, rerolling 1s for the captain. Failed because we moved. And then 3 shots with the executor bolt rifles. Reroll this one. Those 2 have missed because we've moved. That one pops an extra hit and then forced to wound. A wound comes through at -2, so 6 up save on the bike. And no, 2 damage. 2 wounds taken, but still alive. Okay, so with these, 2 of them can see an arrow range of the bike, so we'll shoot at him, 6 shots, and the rest will go into that truck across there, all in range. We'll pay -1 for the terrain though. So across here, looking for 3, just trying to pick up 1 wound against Zog. Oh, it's nice. We'll add in 3 extra hits. And trying to wound on 5s. Oh, nightmare. Okay, 24 shots going across against the truck. We might be able to get it. We're looking for 4s because of the AdMech terrain. But still not bad. 7 extra hits for fists. For fists we ignore the benefits of light cover, but this is a different type of cover. 5s to wound. We might get this. We might do it. It's AP -1. 7. 7 saves. Oh, I don't know. 4 wounds left. Could go either way, this one. 5 pluses. Past 3. Well done. How many wounds left? It is on 4. Okay, right, it's about to go. Does Mike spend a CP reroll, the last one, to try and keep the truck alive? It's sitting on top of an objective, that's why he's thinking carefully about what to do. Plus, it helps me fulfill a secondary with a kill point. It's going to do it. Needs a 50-50. I'll turn to Patreons for help. Not many Orky friends. Ah, yes, there is. Bjork Git Puncher.
Just for the name.
If he fails, he will punch a Git. Yo, one less Git alive. Does it blow up? No. Okay, truck destroyed. It's gone. Imperial Fist of Firepower, taking it down. Firepower here. Looking for 3s. Looking for 5s. A save of -1. So that's a dead orc. It's going to go. T-shirt save. And then 4 shots from the chaplain. And another save. No, -1 because we're in tactical doctrines. 2 more. 1 more boy brought down. Okay, that's shooting phase done. Imperial Fist still putting up some stiff resistance. We're going to charges next. Okay, bit of a surge from the fists. Charges going across the other side. Bikers fighting the other side of the pipes. They can reach across to the boys. Chaplain's gone in around there as well. Full squad of intercessors have gone into the boys. And across here, stretched our charge to spread across multiple targets and getting more models on that objective across there. So all of a sudden, tactically, fists looking not too bad. We'll go on to combat resolution next. So we're going to do this combat across here. There's no danger of interrupt play. We're going to play Gene Wrought Might. 6s for auto wounds here. So Sergeant and regular heavy intercessor into Zog. 6s are great. That's what we're looking for. Rerolling 1s for the captain. They're striking hard here. And 2 more wounds come through. So all of a sudden, 4 saves of 4+ on Zog. Looks like he's going to go. It's 4 pluses. Samuel Penaneri, first one.
Do them all at once.
They're all Samuel Penaneri. Here we go. Oh, no, 2 wounds. And that's it. That's the end of Zog. So target destroyed. Interesting. Then we'll do our other attacks into the copters. 6s are useful. And there's another one. So 1 auto wound. And another wound comes through. Alright, so now we're looking at 2 saves of 4+. 1 wound taken. Not enough to bring a copter down. So that's that situation. And then we'll make a consolidation move. Something like that. Intercessors going into the boys. 31 attacks. Primaris Marines can be dangerous enough in close combat. 5s to wound though, toughness 5. Well, this boy's squad is in trouble. 10 saves. 10 saves are 6 up. They will be struck hard. 1. 9 casualties. So the Knob survives, but the rest are gone. Oh no, it's squads of 11 actually. As I may have not called that out during declaring the size of the armies there, but for extra points to make this up to 1,000 points, I beefed both of the boys' squads up to squads of 11. So that will be the Knob and 1 boy remaining. Going around to this side, bikers. We'll fight with them first. So we'll go for Sergeant, 3 attacks, 2 attacks, chainsword, Space Marines on the charge. Then they get the bonus for their charge on top of that as well. 3s. 5s. Just the 2. Wow, the toughness here helping the boys. 6s to block. No, right, 2 boys slain. Go chaplain next. 2s for hits. And then we'll go 2s for wounds because of exaltation of rage. 4 dead. Straight away. Okay, boy squads, they've been hit first here, and that's the vulnerability of Orks as heavy casualties taken, but the survivors from both squads, they'll now strike back. Right, so fighting back across here, this is just regular boys, 6s for hits. Oh, sorry, 3s for hits, 6s pop extras. Yep, and then it's going to be 5s to wound actually, strength, because he didn't charge, strength 4, toughness 5 on the chaplain. Nah, he's tough enough. The big chopper, 4 attacks, with the warg still rolling on. 6s are good. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Yes. -1 ignored, so 3 ups. Double 5. Chaplain, Defiant. Here, Michael Fry, the Phoenix Lord's still alive. Yeah, 4 attacks with a regular boy. This is the fight across the other side. Bonus hit comes through. 4s to wind. All of them. 3 ups. Pass. That squad's just not taking any damage. And then 4 attacks with the knob. 6s are good. Brilliant. Bonus 2, yeah. 3s to wind. 4. Superb. I'll go Patronic on this one because these are damage 2. These are nasty. So we'll go for Serg. He was fighting near them earlier on. Failed. We'll go for Tyler Summers. Passed. Travis and Jen. Failed. Oh no. And then Carrie Kunkel, Thrall of the Silent King. Now the casualties start coming through. It's damage 2. That knob's done a brilliant job. 3 Marines brought down. So the Warg's on now. His choppers have gone up in their attacks. So I think it's 9 attacks each. 18 in total. 3s are good. And 6s are very useful. There's a good few have failed, but there's some 6s in there, so they'll be regained. 3 more to add back in. Number 1. Yep. And wounding on 5s. Nope. 4s for blades. Not many. Oh no, it's not too bad. That's right, 5. -1 ignored. 3 ups. 1 wound taken. If anything, they are tough. Space Marines have got tougher, but Gravis Marines, the extra toughness, the extra wound, they're hard to shift. And that's perhaps the main aim in this list, is to survive on top of objectives is the aim of those. And despite not getting to fight too much and being involved in combats, they're sticking around. And now they're on an objective as well. Alright, so turn comes to an end. I think the Imperial Fist perhaps have swung it back round in their favour here, just the amount of damage that's been done, again, particularly in close combat. It's so good to see the Chaplain and Bikers linking together and going out on missions. That's the idea of those, just to fight on flanks. They've done that quite effectively. And then troops choices here for the Fists, refusing to die and causing damage in close combat and avoiding the nasty stuff here in the middle, much to the frustration. You can imagine Grog the Whopper stomping, kicking the side of the container. Where is everybody? Okay, we'll calculate points at the end of the turn. Alright, interesting. Morale broke across the other side for the Orks. That squad's gone. And across the other side, had fouled some combat attrition as well, just the knob that remains. So, situation is 1 knob across that side, Grog, 3 mega knobs, and 2 copters. That's it for the Orks. But that rake of points coming in has really helped them. 27 points to them at this point. Imperial Fist catching up 15 points to them at this stage, with the primary coming through, and then also the 2 secondaries now. Capture enemy outpost was achieved and bring it down. So capture enemy outpost was that one, stretching the bikes round just within 3 inches of that. So yeah, and then overwhelming firepower, 1 kill so far with shooting. I need to get another 1 to pick up the points for that. We've dumped the others. So we can draw 2 more cards on our next turn. We'll head on to turn 3. The game continues. It's not over yet. Could go either way. The resources beginning to drain for both sides. We'll see what happens. Michael draw 3 secondaries. We'll go on to turn 3 for the Orks next. Okay, so Putting back out of close combat, just through the gap there, just through the ladder, there's one Ork knob. Troops choice or objective secured, so he's recaptured that objective just to frustrate the Imperial Fists tactically. Shifting across with these, charging off in that direction, but claiming this home objective from the Imperial Fists with the Death Copters as well that pulled out of close combat. And Grog the Whopper, he's decided to go this way, heading off towards the captain on the hunt for Marines to bring down. So, that's it. Secondaries drawn. What ones do you have there, Mike?
Raised Banner, Blood and Guts, and I've kept Assassinate.
Right, I see. So the ultimate target is here, if possible. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Shooting phase, just firing across here. Everything else fell out of close combat. Didn't want to shoot with those. That's that done. Charges next. Ah, frustration here. This charge went ahead. Grog's happy enough, but just don't tell Grog what's happened across the other side of the board. Fouled the charge here, re-rolled and fouled again. And then the knob that tried to sneak around to the objective. Heroic intervention from the chaplain. Michael Fryer determined to mop up the last of the Ork resistance over on that flank. It's going in the favour of the Imperial Fists now. We'll see how well we can hold up in close combat. Grog the Whopper on 6 attacks. Hold it right there. 2+ for D3 mortal wounds. So clear one of the Marines. Yes, it does. And how many mortal wounds? Shoulder barge. That takes out a Marine, knocks him down. And then it's a mortal wound, so it flows over onto another one. He might be able to grab this objective if he swings well. It's all down to this roll. And there's no Ork friends in there, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Marcus Anthony. Let's turn his attacks into 6. Hitting on 2s. 2 bonus hits. That's a good swing from the Grog. And then we're looking for... Well, let's have a look. We might just be on 2s to wound. Yeah, strength 6 base, +3 for the Ooge Chopper. And then +1 strength for Goths on the charge. 2s to wound, strength 10. 2s to wound is so cool. Yes, all of them except 1. Okay. So how is that? 7?
7.
Yeah. 7 saves, AP -3, becomes AP -2, 5 pluses. Blocked the 1. He's... That one goes on him, right? Yeah. So he's gone. Yeah, all done. Target wiped out. What a whopper he is. How many turns it's taken for multiple units to try and scratch that unit, and then in one swing of his Ooge Chopper, Grog brings him down. Lucas Brown, well done. And clearing the objective, so fantastic stuff from him. It's late on perhaps in the battle, but Grog gets stuck in, and what a job he's done, hacking down the Gravis Marines. Good play, and he stands now face to face with a captain lingering with just 1 wound remaining. Epic stuff over on this flank. So combat's resolved. The knob was slain by the chaplain quite easily, and that is the end of the turn. And there's no morale to resolve, so that's it. We'll calculate points here. Orks resisting and holding around here. Imperial Fist, just the lone captain left, but looking quite strong across the other side of the board. Scores 32 points to 15, just 5 more points coming through for primaries, no secondaries picked up, and Blood and Guts and Assassination might hold on to those. That's the end of the turn. We're going to turn 3 for the Imperial Fists next. Alright, so turn 3 for the Imperial Fists. Movement done. Cards drawn. Blood and Guts, that's killing stuff in close combat. And Defend Stronghold, which is the home objective. Tricky enough. We've saved our CP for something else. Captain's gone across here. The advantage that we have is unit count. We have 4 units, as Orks have 3. So it really could boil down to the number of units left on the board for seeing the game through to the end and picking up points. So Captain's gone across here, going after the Copters and not after Grog the Whopper. Bikers have shifted forwards to put down some firepower in this direction. Chaplain's shifted across. Mantra of Strength and Exaltation of Rage granted to him. Intercessors have advanced onto the home objective, but they're assault weapons, so they're able to shoot at the Meganobs. But that is movement done here for the Fists, or they may well end up firing at these. We'll see what happens. That's movement done for the Fists. We'll go on to shooting phase for them next. Right, firepower resolved. It was firepower from the intercessors, the chaplain, the bikers across here, and the captain. Caused trouble for the copters. Just one model left with 1 wound remaining. So they've been hit hard here by Imperial Fist firepower. It's bolt rifles with their AP-1, just taking the edge off the armour quite nicely. We'll go on to charges next. There are 2 main charges to go ahead. So chaplain needs a 6 for his charge. 8. In he goes. We'll see how well he gets on. He wants to be a hero. He's up against Mega Knobs though. And then the captain up here to try and finish off the copter. And 10. In he goes. He wants to be a hero as well. Imperial Fist sense possible victory. Alright, so we'll roll ourselves around. We've got ourselves in range of the objective here with the Michael Fryer chaplain. Chaplain Fryer. We shall do our attacks with him. So it's going to be 6 attacks in total, 4 attacks, Space Marines on the charge, and then also Mantra of Strength. 2s. Triple 1. Ah! He's dropped his Crozius. Oh boy. Come on, reroll. Ah! Right. I think I'm on 2s to wound, because I get 3s to wound, and then 2s for Exaltation of Rage. Just don't roll a 1. Come on. They're all wounded, right? Okay, that's what we hoped would happen. So we'll calculate the AP minus going on here with him. We are on turn 3, so I think it's AP minus 3. So 2 up, 3 up, 4 up, 5 ups to block on 4 dice. A couple of Patreons left. Luke Schwengel. This is the Luke Schwengel roll. 5s needed. 2 5s at least. Otherwise there will be trouble. 2 5s he gets. Well done. Damage 4. So 2 models slain. A CP reroll for a 5+. I probably would, yeah. And he does. Okay. 1 model removed from play. Michael Fryer may well find himself in trouble here. It was worth a go for sure. Yeah. Okay, it's Phoenix Lord against Phoenix Lord. It's Ben Shaw's squad against Michael Fryer, the defiant, ambitious chaplain. Okay. And then we'll do the captain next. In on 2s. Wounding on 4s. Got the kill, because it's AP minus 3, AP minus 4 for Master Crafted. So that's the end of him. Phoenix Lord, chef removed from play by the unsponsored captain. And we'll sit where we are. We'll turn ourselves and point at our doom. if Grog decides to go after him. Difficult situation for the Orcs, because if you leave the objective, then there's points and so on it's involved. So not sure what Mike will do about that. But fighting back across here, can the chaplain be brought down? So base of 3 each, +1 for the Warg, continuing on. This is the last time this bonus will... Yep, and 4s. Yeah, no 6s, yeah, but 4s comes through. I think you're on... I don't know. Strength 5 times 2, yeah, 2s to wound. Chomp chomp. 1's failed.
4.
Oh man. Now I need the rolls here. I'll take the last Patreon. Drew Gums. 4 pluses with our invulnerable save. Triple 6 and a 5. Oh, God. Superb stuff from Michael Fryer. He lives and contends the objective. Although you can win it back again by swinging that model around, no problem. Okay, so roll them around. Objective reclaimed. That puts Mike back on 2. We're on 2. Okay, so well done. That's it. Combat's resolved. Devastating game, this one. It's been a 1,000-point game. Bit of a cracker we've got, and the game's still unresolved. We'll calculate points at the end of Imperial Fist turn 3. dumped defend stronghold. 1 on each here for blood and guts. We killed the copters in close combat. Overwhelming firepower sits on 1, so we'll leave those 2 as they are. And draw a fresh card next turn. It's 20 points to 32. Orcs still have the lead. It may be a case of seeing the game through. Remember, there's 5 points per objective at the end of the battle as well, so survivability is key. We'll go on to turn 4 for the Orcs next. Right, grind them down is the secondary that's been drawn. Grog has left the objective. 5 points picked up for primaries. His intent, maybe, is to shoot him. 1 wound left. And an 8-inch charge, I reckon, to get into the chaplain. That would be glorious if it can be done.
You know what, we'll go for glory.
Go for glory, that's what we like to hear. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Do it. 5 shots. Do it now. Here it comes. Casualty is so heavy on both sides in this game. Looking for 4s. Looking for 3s. 1. 1 save. No problem. Okay, that's it, done. We're going to charges next. It's going to go after the captain. Didn't kill him with shooting, so in he goes. 8-inch. Alright, so 2+. Yep, shoulder barge. D3 mortal wounds. A single mortal wound. And yeah, will do. No, there's nothing I can do to stop that. That was the end of him. Shoulder barged him off the top of off to the building onto the spikes. It's the end of him. That's going to help you towards your secondaries for blood and guts. Yeah, okay, well done. We pick a combat, I guess. The chaplain is going to swing here. 5 attacks, 2s. All of them. 3s to wound becomes 2s to wound. Triple 1 again. Oh! 2 saves of 5+. 1 drop dice. This is a big roll. 1 lives, 1 dies. CP reroll.
Yeah.
Here it comes. We burn out of patrons. It's down to dice rolling. No, gone. Another model slain. Orcs have 2 models left. 2 Phoenix Lords propping up the Orcs at this stage. Imperial Fist not much better. Down to a few models left here. Oh no, you could swing back here. So here comes the Ben Shaw squad. Yes, the Wild's ceased now. It's just 3 attacks. 2 hits come through. No, you're right. It's 3 hits come through. +1 to the hit rolls for Grog de Woppy. 2 wounds. 1 save. And 2 wounds come through on the chaplain. It's now starting to take damage. Alright, so turn comes to an end.
Max 4. Because you're holding 2.
We'll get 10. Yeah, we're about to pick up more points, but another surge from the Orcs. 47 points to 20 at this point. Orcs have got themselves well ahead, but they're going to have to try and cling on here to see this game through to victory. Played a number of 1000-point games, but this one's turned out to be very, very close indeed. Orcs have a decent lead, but they've got 2 models left on the board. Can they hold out to the end of the game? We shall have to see. Turn 4 for the Imperial Fists next. Alright, so movement done. Cards. We paid the CP and dumped blood and guts. We've kept overwhelming firepower. The card drawn was behind enemy lines. The replacement card, so we might better pick that up on the following turn. Grind them down is the other card that was drawn. Trying to kill more stuff than the opponents. That's going to prove difficult. So 10 points picked up for primaries, which helps for sure. Biker's just getting within rapid range. Chaplain's shifted, is disengaged, gone 14 inches heading off in that direction. Intercessors didn't need to move, they're just going to continue to fire down in this direction. If we can kill the Meganob, that'll be useful. We're going to shooting phase next. Here we go. Some of the last Daka from the fists. 18 shots into the Meganob. Looking for 4s because of the terrain. Pops 1 extra hit. 5s to wound. Oh, there's some. You'll be alright because there's no AP minus here. So there's 5. 5 needing 2s. Just don't roll lots of 1s.
You've seen my rules.
I have. All good, well done. Okay, and then we'll go for 8 shots. Rapid across here. No cover this time. So looking for 3s. 6s are good. It's good shooting from the bikers. 5s though. All right. -1 on these ones, so 3 saves are 3+. Should be okay. Oh, defiant here. No, ting, 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 ting. Nothing coming through. No charges to take place. We may even be able to calculate the way this game may go. Depends what Mike decides to do. Perhaps secondaries drawn and so on. But end the turn here. No morale, no problem. We'll finish the turn and calculate points. 30 points to 42. End of turn. Orcs are still ahead. We'll go on to their turn 5. The last turn of the game. Battle hangs in the balance. Either side could win. We'll go on to turn 5 for the Orcs next. Yeah, hold on to the CP. No movement here for the Orcs. 5 points picked up for primaries, further pushing their tally along. And there's perhaps some secondaries that can be achieved. What are they called, the ones you've drawn?
Deploy telephone homer.
Yeah, that can be done by infantry in the deployment zone, enemy deployment zone. So well done.
No retreat, no surrender.
Okay.
And then grind them down. I'm just going to keep it because.
Okay. Now there's another 5 points that's come in from a previous turn. That was for grind them down. Mike achieved that one. He's just drawing another secondary to see what.
Aerial denial.
Okay, right. That's the centre of the table. All right. So shooting phase. He's performing an action. A little bit of Daka from him, and that'll be it. 5 shots at the chaplain. The grot gunner hits him once. Forced to wound him. Yes. Oh, come on. Wounded him. Cheeky little git. The gunner, I mean. Mike, that's okay. Good shooting. Well done. Another wound dropped from the chaplain. That's shooting done. Obviously no charges. We'll calculate points. Just seeing the game through to victory here. Both sides, you can imagine, are completely exhausted. A bit of a standoff taking place here as well. We'll give you a tally to see if it's feasible for the fists to pick up enough points to turn this into a victory here. It's a race against time, a race to pick up as many victory points as possible. Oh man, 62 points to 30 at this stage. I don't know if we can do it. We'll figure it out here. We'll go on to turn 5 for the Imperial Fists. That we can pick up extra points to hold on to objectives at the end of the game, end of our turn as well. Depends what secondaries work for us also. So it's not quite over yet. But we'll go on and figure out if the Imperial Fists have any kind of chance here on their last turn. Okay, so on turn 5 for the Imperial Fists, they will make a valiant attempt at trying to beat the Orcs here. I think this game is going to be very close indeed. So, turbo boosting across here, advancing across here with these. So in fact, I've lined them up to shoot, but I'm not going to be able to, so it doesn't matter. We'll just tuck them in there. So they've just flown across here, zoomed across there, 14 plus 6. Chaplains then moved across to here. Intercessors are going to hold position. Really, we're just going to resolve a little bit of firepower to see if we can bring down this one Orc knob, which will then give us overwhelming firepower. So we'll go ahead and resolve that. So, Chaplain in rapid fire range, in 3s. Pops an extra hit. 5s to wound. A wound comes through. -1. Oh boy. I've got no CP left because I burnt a CP to draw an extra card, which didn't work in our favour. That's the shots coming from the intercessors with their auto bolt rifles. Completely against the odds if we're going to try. They're going to give a valiant attempt. Look at all these 6s. Whoa. So they will try. We'll take away that 3 because of the terrain. Then we'll add in another 6. And then we'll go for an epic roll for wounding. 5s and 6s. Yeah, we're going to force a big save here. It's going to be 2 pluses, but at least we'll force Mike to roll lots of dice. 9 saves. Just don't roll 3 1s. Could cost you the game. Maybe. Big roll. Just be careful. I can see 1.
I can see 1, yep.
That's just the one. You're right. One wound taken. The last bullet spent. Click, click, click of the triggers here, and bullets gone, ammunition expended, and the battle ends at this point. I'll give you a final score. I think the Orcs have it, but it's going to be close. Yes, not so close as I'd thought actually. The Orcs have won. Secondaries, so all those have been achieved. One of them's only worth 2. But for primaries, consistently getting 5 points a turn, 10 points on turn 2. Extra 5 points come through at the end of the game because Mike held on to that objective through to the end of the battle. So that helped. Another secondary was achieved as well, which was no retreat, no surrender. So actually a total of 72 points. So a really good score in the end for the Orks. Then for the Imperial Fists, cashing in 15 points at the end of the game for holding on to 3 primary objectives. So well done for that. 10 points picked up for primaries, a rush of points at the end for the Imperial Fist, but it proved too little too late. We struggled on secondaries, only achieved a couple in this game. It's really let down by secondaries. Perhaps something to think about for units that are able to do stuff on the board. Is something to consider as well for this Imperial Fist list. But for durability and objective control, Imperial Fist was strong, 55 points to 72, so it was a close enough game. A good battle between these two sides. And I think we've demonstrated clearly enough that a 1,000-point game is great fun. This was a fantastic battle here. Good grind between both sides. Orks looked strong. Imperial Fists countered well. Good durability from them. And then towards the end of the game, Imperial Fists decimating the Orks, and Bikers proving especially effective around the board. So, cracking battle, this one here, very much enjoyable. But it is the Orks that have victory. Lessons learnt for sure by the Primaris Space Marines, which will help as we build the list. But Orks defiant and victorious. So we'll think about units of the game. Silver level Patreons, Darren Gardner, Denny Wright, Marcus Olsen, William Schwarz, William, Ross Caldwell and Peter Goodall. Big thanks to them for their support at silver level. So units of the game. Number of contenders, I think. Number of units did well. So Grog and the Meganobs performed particularly well. It was the units that survived through to the end of the game. They struck well in close combat. Decent durability from them. So it's going to be a joint units of the game from Mike for the Orks. For the Imperial Fists, resolute stand from the Intercessors. I'm going to give it to the Bikers and Chaplain combination, surviving through to the end of the game. Super quick around the table. Chaplain striking hard in close combat. Good durability with the Bikers as well. And manoeuvrability superb from them. So that's units of the game for both sides. Keep a lookout for more battle reports on the channel and YouTube channel membership. Thanks for watching and tune in next time.